Road improvement project in the Old Mill area is nearing the expected completion date. There is one nagging trouble spot. 6 News First Alert traffic reporter Jared Lansford explains.
For 2 years, crews have worked to widen 108th Street between Blondo and West Dodge. 108th has been getting upgrades in several capacities too.
A lot of washout issues, a lot of kind of roadside erosion problems that really were problematic for as long as I've been around with the city. So upgrading that to an urban section, a modern section, is really what we're doing, and then we're increasing the safety at some of the intersections with roundabouts.
Here near 108th and Blondo, for quite some time, the road has been closed, but just recently, the vehicles have returned here. While most of this stretch has reopened traffic with the new improvements in place, there is one area that still has work being done. The area between Burt and Frontage Road still has plenty of busy workers, orange cones, and road closed signs. That is not likely to change anytime soon.
We had some utility delays. There was an initial delay on the front side of the project that kind of pushed the start a little bit. Unfortunately, this summer we had another delay with another utility that stalled work for a few weeks. It was supposed to be a couple weeks, turned into about a 6-week delay.
Rouser says that stretch of road will reopen while the work takes a pause over the winter. The final phase of work will then be finished next year, with the work resuming in the spring. For 6 First Alert Traffic, Jared Lansford, 6 News.
There are some other projects similar to this one, including 78th between Pacific and Center and 84th south of Dodge.